What's up, y'all? This is Steffi.
Benzo.
Nick.
Welcome to the Smoke Break Podcast presented by Popcorn Films. Let's spark one. Today we got my good man, Andrew Mccoy. How you feeling today?
Hey, I'm good, man. My name's Andrew. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But lately I've been getting back into 3D printing and just making different things. So yeah, that's my main squeeze right now.
You can see this guy. Yeah, man.
We did bring a little something to spice the wall up. Little Jam Sheet tribute here.
First gift from a guest right here, man.
Yeah, man. That's full size. But yeah, we make these. We make a lot of different stuff, like historical weapons, newer stuff. This is just unfinished, like right off the printer, like, you know, just print it out, take it apart, put it together. Ship it out. I can ship it in pieces, but I can do it finished where it'll be, you know, more metallic looking, the wood, you know. It's levels to how far you want to go. So
yeah,
let me get this out. It's a little big. It's hard to keep paused. A little big to keep in the screen.
What made you want to get into 3D printing?
I mean, so I did it a couple of years ago. I guess I always had this thing when I was younger. I was into video games and stuff. You know, we all played games growing up. Obviously, we all went to school together. So I was big into Fallout. I think the first thing I wanted to make was a laser rifle from Fallout. Yes, and that was back before 3D printers. So I had to ask my grandfather to help me like cut parts from wood.
Oh, damn. Okay.
When we got started, we never finished. And then like years later, I was like, you know what, this is getting easier. So
yeah.
And nowadays, it's only gotten better.
Right. Yeah. And I'm assuming like the when you first started, did you buy a brand new printer, or did you like, you know, start off with like a used one, just to like practice on like?
Yeah.
You know, I know it's an expensive thing to get into. I'm assuming, right? How much does a printer typically go for?
No, it's not too bad. I mean, so I started out. The first printer I got was brand new. It was an Ender 5 Plus, and I think it was about $600-700. I went to Micro Center and bought it. And I started printing on that, and then a couple days later someone offered me another one for like half that in cash. They had bought it but I hadn't even opened the box, so I actually hit up a buddy of mine and was like, hey, do you want to get in on this with me? We had both those Ender 5s and we started printing mass brackets because this was during COVID, and we made a lot of money off that because, you know, it's just clips on the inside of a mask to keep it off your face. Right. And they cost about 15-16 cents a piece in plastic, but we were selling a 5-pack for $10.
Damn.
So, you know, it costs like less than $1 to make, and we're selling them for $10 a pack.
That's nice profit right there.
Yeah, and oh my God, they sold out, dude. I was printing nonstop. It got to the point where I had to wake up in the middle of the night to swap it over so I could keep up with production. And then I bought some more printers to keep up. I scaled up. We started making different things. We moved into resin, doing litho paints, smaller figures for like games and stuff.
Okay. Like board games and stuff?
Yeah, board game. Like, you know, like I guess what's like Warhammer 40K or like anything like that.
You do like chess pieces and all that?
Yeah, chess piece. I did I did a Pokemon chess set once.
Oh shit, that sounds
It was pretty tough. It had like Mewtwo is the king, Mew is the queen, and then all the different Pokemon for the other people. So yeah, it was just different things that I thought were cool, and that what it started as, I would print things I wanted, I would post them, and people would be like, oh, can I have one of these? Could you do this?
And I was seeing them myself, for sure.
Yeah, and then I got out of it for a couple of years. You know, I was going through a divorce and all that, so I kind of sold the printers I had. It was a little too time consuming. And then earlier this year, my brother-in-law gave me a printer that he wasn't using anymore, and it was way more advanced than anything I had ever had because the technology's come a ways over the years. And I mean, now it's just plug in and play, man. You can get like anything from Bamboo Labs, really, right out of the box. It's gonna work for you.
Do you have to get like the software?
It's all free. Yeah, when you first like buy the printer, it'll tell you just go to the website and download it. Okay. It's a slicer. Now the software you would have to pay for if you want to design your own files. You have things like Blender and different CAD programs.
Okay.
Those are hard to use and expensive. For simple things, you could use Tinkercad, which is like made for elementary school students to learn 3D modeling.
Okay.
So like for me with my pea brain, it's pretty easy to lock in. I made some awards. The Remedy, you know, Phil, you guys did the show for Phil, the tattoo show. Yeah. So I made some trophies for him and Paige for their Halloween party and all that. Most of that was done in Tinkercad, you know, working with different parts. You can basically find a file, import it into Tinkercad, play with it, manipulate it. You can make your own thing from scratch. You remember Little Big Planet, that game on play? Dude, imagine Little Big Planet, but like you're using that type of like building to create an object, and then you can export it to print. Like it's like
sick.
Take this shape, size it up and down, tell us how you want to manipulate it, and then combine it with other shapes, make it all one item, export it. So things like that. Yeah.
So for you to build something, you really have to start with like, you started with nothing?
It depends, yeah. Like I said, it'd be easy if I had like a clip that I could show you guys, but no. My Little Big Planet reference was like, imagine on the right here, there's just a bunch of different shapes, like square, triangle, cone, pyramid. And you can bring them in, you can shape them to any size, and you can just manipulate, put them wherever you want, and then bring more shapes.
That's crazy.
It's like imagine Play-Doh.
Yeah. Now another, like what makes it easier is, all right, now I take a circle, but instead of it being a solid, I can make it a negative. Okay. And so now if I put that through, now it creates a hole in the object. Rather than being a solid piece like that would extend out, like it creates a negative space, to put a hole.
Don't you do something like that, Nick?
Yeah, I do that. I would use Revit. I like 3D model like electrical stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Amazon data centers.
That's something
I don't make shit like that though. That shit's crazy.
I've seen people that do the electrical stuff that like you're doing like blueprints for like buildings and houses and shit. Yeah, I'm not advanced by any means. I'm definitely looking for someone that's skilled. But the other part of it is online. There's a lot of files. The whole 3D printing space, people publicly post things, and on the website it'll tell you what license they put. A lot of people will post things where, hey, as long as you credit me, you can sell the item, you can do what you want. Some people will say, hey, I don't want you to sell copies of this. Sometimes you have to buy the actual STL, the physical file, or not physical, the digital file that you use to print. So there's different ways you go about getting the files if you don't want to make them. I just tell people to be careful and not sell things that you're not licensed to, because if you get the wrong guy that's rich enough, he might just come after you.
Yeah, like shit.
Like he's got the money and the time, he's not doing anything.
Nothing else to buy.
Yeah. Well, that's where the real money is like the people that are selling the digital files, especially the better ones. You create that once, and it's hard. Say you spend 20 hours creating a file, but you sell it online for $20 a piece, and over the first year it's out, it sells a ton. You sell 1,000 copies. Okay, that's $20,000 minus. Let's say the whatever platform you're selling on takes a 40% cut, because that's the average. That's still what, like $12,000. And then it sells over a year. You make that you do that labor once, and it'll continue to sell. I've bought files that were made 7-8 years ago when 3D printing first came out. Jeez. And I'm buying it, and this guy that made this 7-8 years ago is getting an email like, hey, you just got another $10. And he did that work in the early 2010s. So that's where I think the real money is. So it's something I either want to learn or kind of network and build on, and start releasing digital files rather than just selling the physical prints.
When you make a piece, how precise you gotta be?
It depends. I mean, when you think about like 3D printing, you see all this stuff about people 3D printing guns. I personally don't 3D print any guns. It's not illegal, but there's like paperwork that comes along with it. And I personally just think it's risky because it's plastic. It's not, some parts of guns are made of plastic. Like the lower of a Glock is made of plastic. And that's what most people would 3D print. That's your serialized piece. And then they'll just buy the slide because that's unregulated. Anyone could go buy a Glock slide. It's that lower piece that's serialized and regulated. But I personally wouldn't want to trust it because it'll explode in your hand. Just go buy a real gun. That's actually injection molded. The thing with 3D printing is it's putting thin layers of plastic over and over and over and over. So there's always going to be a way that the tension is set to snap. Those layers are going to be easier to separate than they would be to bend in half, I guess, if that makes sense.
I've seen them malfunction.
Yeah, so I personally, look at the guy that Luigi Maggioni or whatever his name is that tried to, he did kill the healthcare CEO. He didn't try.
Got caught in McDonald's, bro.
you know, when you saw him racking it each time, I thought he had like a World War II well rod pistol.
It's 3D printed.
But no, it was 3D printed and he didn't file it down enough. So it couldn't cycle. When it comes to 3D printing a gun, that's where you got to be really, really precise. Now, what Stefan wanted me to make, kind of the logo, but in a light box form, to get it in the size, because the printer can only go to about 12 inches by 12 inches. I couldn't get this level, especially not this. Even this was hard. So that was at 0.4 millimeters. So if I scale down to 0.1, I think I can get it. But that's what I was talking about, it wasting a lot of filament with every time it changes colors. And at 0.1, imagine, you know, if you're at 0.4 and you scale down to 0.1, it's going to take about 4 times as long, if not longer.
Right.
Because you're decreasing the size of each layer of plastic.
Now, how long does something like this take to print?
So for me, I can print these out in about a day, but that's because I have 4 printers running, and it's all printing in individual colors. None of that is multicolor.
Okay.
So everything prints in its own piece, and then I assemble it. Or if I'm shipping it out, I'll partially assemble it, some of the pieces, but enough so that it can fit in the box. And I was shipping those out for a while, but then Facebook thought they were real. And now I can't use Facebook Marketplace at all. I can't even open it, and there's no way to appeal. You know, the page crashes if I try to appeal. I've gone to forums and people say the same thing. There's no human you can talk to. It's all AI driven now. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I thought about getting a burner phone, you know, old school, but they use AI to track. Oh, well, he's using the same iPad as this other account that we banned from Marketplace, and now there's a new account using a brand new phone number, because they can see that the phone number was just registered a few days ago when you get a burner phone. So they'll be like, brand new phone number, using the same devices and the same Wi-Fi as this other guy that's banned from Marketplace, and all he does on this account is use Marketplace, then switch back to his other account. So they say, yeah, buy a burner phone, you'll spend $100, you'll get away with it for about a week, and then you'll go to log in and it'll say banned, because they'll use AI to connect the dots. So it seems that there's no way to circumvent a Marketplace ban. If one of y'all knows, tell me. I just get other people to post stuff for me now.
Damn, bro.
Is that like your main source of clientele?
Yeah, dude, I was selling these rocket launchers like crack on Facebook, dude. You would have thought I was Ronald Reagan back in the day. Yeah, man, they were moving fast, and I was doing them for 120 without the site. And then it was actually a kid, well, not a kid, he's like 20, but he does YouTube videos, and he wanted one, and he was like, hey, I really need the site. I think he was trying to, I haven't seen the video yet. I should message him and ask him. I think he saw the Battlefield trailer, and then, because he was very specific, he wanted that PSO optic. I think it's a PSO 6 or 7. And I had to go looking for it, and then I found it, but it was way too small. It was made for like, that file was actually made for like a 1/6 scale rocket launcher. So it'd be like this big. So I had to mess with the file, scale it up like 400% to make it the right size to fit on there, but it worked out for him. He was really happy with it.
What was your biggest fail of a project?
Dude, there's projects I haven't finished that like it just seemed like it was bit off more than I could chew. Like right now I have a brick bear, because you guys probably know what I'm talking about, the brick bear things. Dude, they're like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for one. I've always thought they're cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I 3D printed one that's pretty much full size. It stands like this tall. And I started to paint it, but the airbrush I have, I didn't realize it's not made for painting like large areas. It's made for painting small stripes, and then I messed around with cans of spray paint, and then I'm not getting the tape right. You know, I'm not, when it comes to like painting things, I can do like an acrylic wash where it's just literally lather paint on, wipe it off with a paper towel to give it some definition. But all that fine line, I'm not steady enough to do stuff like
Patience
that.
enough.
Yeah.
It's a whole different scale for real.
Yeah. Well, I have friends that are into it, that if I need something like hand painted, you know, I'll send to them. And they'll paint for me, and I'll just pay them for their time or whatever it may be. So, and then, you know, like I said, the acrylic washes like on that machine gun I did earlier this week, I did that. That's just taking some acrylic paint. You know, I went to the dollar store and got some cheap silver paint. You do silver over black and then wipe it off. It gives that metallic metal look.
Okay.
And so then that's like hand finishing it. So I'll upcharge on something like that. I'm gonna redo one of these. I'll send you guys a picture. I'm gonna do this, but with an acrylic wash, so it looks even more metallic.
Okay.
Sweet. What's been your like favorite thing to do? Project that you completed?
I did one for my sister's wedding a couple of years ago, a cake topper. It was a Volt boy and a Volt girl, because her and her husband were both really into gaming and obviously Fallout. And then me and my sister were really into Fallout growing up. I don't know if y'all remember the pictures, but like I had a huge Fallout collection in my office at my old house. I drove to New Jersey to buy one of those like life-size displays from like a GameStop. Like an old GameStop employee had it at his house. And he was getting kicked out by his parents. And so he's like, this needs to be gone by tomorrow. I want $1,500. I was like, I got $500 for you, and like, you gotta let me know soon, because I gotta leave early in the morning to get there. And he's like, well, I'm gonna see if I can do better. And then at like 1 a.m, I heard that little Facebook Messenger ping. I look over, I saw his name. I didn't even need to read it. I knew he was ready to go. Because you're not messaging me at 1 a.m. unless you couldn't find anyone else. No. I set an alarm for like 5 a.m, woke up. I got Herb to go with me. We made a little road trip of it. And we went up there, got it, brought it back. I refinished it. It had a little bit of damage, so I used some Bondo to fill in some of the holes. I airbrushed on I matched the colors, airbrushed that on, and fixed it up. And then when I did start getting rid of my collection, I posted it online, and a guy that he was starting a game store down in South Carolina. He messaged me and he said, I'll PayPal you right now. He PayPal'd me $500 more. I asked for $1,500. He PayPal'd me $2,000 and said, you just got to keep it for like 6 months because he said, like, I'll be going to New York to see my family for the holidays. And when I'm on my way back, I'll rent a trailer and I'll stop and I'll pick it up from you. And I told him, you don't need a trailer. You can fit it in the bed of a truck or in the back of a Tahoe. It comes apart. But he still rented a little, like one of those little tiny U-Haul trailers just to be safe. And sure enough, like he paid up front, and then I just got to keep it for 6 months, which was cool. Like, I don't care. I'll leave it right where it's at. And then he came and he picked it up, and he actually brought me a couple things. Like, I forget what it was. He brought me some comic books and some Funko Pops, because I was into Funko Pops at the time. Right. And just things from his store, which was really cool. So, yeah, that was a good deal. You know.
That's fire.
Yeah, bro.
It's a crazy story.
For real.
You got to wheel and deal, man. You find things on Facebook, maybe they need a little love, and you can sell them again. Sell them for more.
So with your Instagram, like, what is your goal? Like, you ever thought about doing like step-by-step vlogging, clipping it up, just showing how you start to finish?
Yeah, dude, I actually see you have, it's funny you say that, because you have the Ray-Ban glasses with the camera on. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting a pair of something like that, so when I'm painting or I'm like taking things out of the printer, because there's like, it prints with supports on it. It can't print levitating parts, so it has to print these little supports to hold it. Yeah. And so part of the time that goes into something like this is breaking those supports off without breaking the actual print itself. Yeah. And then finishing it, it can leave little artifacts or little like tails or squigglies, so you got to kind of use an X-Acto knife or a deburring tool to clean it up. Yeah. And so that's a big part of it.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot, a good idea I could throw at you is get a phone, a little phone that you got, and just put it next to the printer and have that joint just record from start to finish, and you narrate what's going on. Obviously, you fast forward that, and you just. So
basically, the printers themselves, I'll show you here. They have a camera built into them, and you can set it to do a time lapse. I don't have any time lapses saved to my phone, but part of the application is there's a camera built in. My signal's a little shoddy down here, but I can check. Like, all of them are printing right now. They're working on a Thompson submachine gun.
That's crazy.
So look, I can come into here. This is the first one. Don't read these names out loud. I name them after the people that I buy them from, because I got all of these used. So look, that's printing the drum for a Thompson machine gun. So that's finishing up. You got this one over here. Damn. This is printing the
technology is crazy, bro.
The wooden parts. Let's see, I gotta check on this one, because the wood you can get filament that's literally wood. Like it smells like wood. It has wood infused into it. I think they use sawdust to make it. But yeah, that's printing the wooden parts of the gun.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh yeah.
And then over here, this is printing the other part of the drum. And then, I mean, like I said, there's so many files out there that are just available.
Like,
you know, if I go to Tommy Gun, click this, and so I think, yeah, this is the one I did here. So that's what it'll look like when it's finished. They had two styles, the U.S. Army and then the civilian, like, gangster one. That's what he wanted, was the like gangster Chicago typewriter style. Yeah.
So you can literally just search up what you want and then click on prepare to print.
Yeah, absolutely. So and like I said, you can come down here to the licensing. So they say this license allows users to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material so long as attribution is given to the creator. So that means when I sell it, I have to, in my opinion, when you even post it, if you're gonna post this on any website, you should say, hey, this original file was made by this person.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know,
sense, you know,
they're saying I can sell it, I can just print it and sell it as is, or I can adapt it. I can, like I said, I'm gonna paint it and finish it.
Yeah.
As long as I attribute them, they don't care. You'll find some other ones, I'm sure, in here. Most people go under that license. Yep, distribute, the same thing. So, like I said, it's kind of hard to find someone that's like, no, you can't sell my file. But there are people out there. It's also a shady legal grounds. I haven't ever heard of someone actually winning in court, but they can sue you, which ties you up because you gotta like go and deal with that.
Right.
So I've never actually heard of someone winning off that, because it may be a digital file, but you post it online, and then if I create that object with my printer and my plastic, it's kind of my object. Yeah. Well, even if I don't personalize it
and do it exact.
There's a lot of legal loopholes into it, because no matter what, a 3D printed object will never be the exact same.
Right.
There's going to be micro imperfections that you could argue make it different. It's really just not being an asshole is what it comes down to. I think people put a lot of time into designing these files, like I said. So I'm going to pay for them. And if a creator posts something and says, hey, you can't sell this, but I have someone that's messaged it to me and says, hey, can I buy this from you? I'll message them and be like, hey, someone wants to buy this. Are you okay with that? Do you want me to PayPal you $5-10 for your time? A lot of times they'll be like, hey, thank you for asking. No, you're good if it's just a one-time thing. And then other times I've had a guy say, hey, please don't sell any of my files. I'm really not okay with that. Right. And I didn't. I just told the person, hey, I'll have to go find you a different file that's licensed appropriately for me to distribute.
Right.
It's nice to hear the community is pretty active, it seems like, and nice.
Well, there are assholes, obviously, but no, most of the 3D printing community was built upon open source. You know, no one copyrighted the original 3D printing. The idea of, you know, going back and forth like this and laying down plastic to create a shape is called rep wrap originally. And they didn't copyright it. They made it open source. I think it was some college that had invented it. And then Prussia was one of the first like big companies to start creating high-end printers. Ender, which is a Chinese company, revolutionized the game, like, and created the Ender 3, which was like they had other printers, but that was the one that took off, that they'd go on sale for $100.
Okay.
And so it made it where anyone could get in and use a printer, and they were so well documented.
Cheap, bro. You make me want to get into that shit, bro.
Dude, if you're into it, I mean, we'd have to use your Facebook, obviously, because I'm banned. every bamboo printer I've bought, P1S's, they retail brand new, I think $600, like if you buy one in box. I find them used, and I just lowball people on Facebook, and it's pretty easy to get them for $400.
Shit, bro, you can use my marketplace if you want. Give me a percentage.
Well, if you want a printer, we can find one. I have my mom posting things on marketplace for me right now. That's my go.
I'm a seller, so if you mail I'll push that shit for you.
I'll send you some stuff. I'll cut you. We can do a little deal. Like I said, not having access to marketplace has definitely hurt my initial sales, but I'm trying to route people to the Instagram, and then word of mouth. You know, I've thought about doing some shows, craft fairs, but it's a little harder selling. The bigger things that people are interested in is the weapons, and some places are like, no, we don't want to have stuff like that at our Christmas craft fair. Now look, your dad would love this as a gift. This is a great gift for your dad, uncle, grandpa, anyone that's into history or military or weapons. But a lot of places don't want to have stuff like that because, you know, the climate we live in, people are pussies.
Yes, they are.
Shit, damn. If you wasn't doing 3D printing, what do you think you'd be doing?
Well, I still have a day job. This isn't my full-time gig. I do computer stuff. So that's like my main squeeze. And then if I was down and out, I'd probably like join the fire department or do something. Especially if I didn't have to worry about money. I have bills, I got kids and all that. If I didn't have to worry about money, I'd do something that I felt was more philanthropic. But is America, and the American dream's kind of been snatched away. It's more about surviving and getting your bills paid. And I've done better than a lot of people, but not as good as other people. I try not to compare myself. I just keep hustling. I had kids at a young age, so that I had to start working and get out there and hustle. So I'd do whatever brought me money, I guess.
Yeah, and luckily, you opened your mind to a dream. I mean, obviously 3D printing, you didn't know it was going to be as big as it is now when it first started, but luckily it is.
Yeah, no, it's a big industry, and it's taken off more and more, I think. And anyone can 3D print, especially as these printers get easier to operate. I think it's the finishing of the print. It is a little loud, isn't it? I think, like I said, it's if you take that extra time to hand finish them, do it well, makes the big difference.
How long do you think? I know I seen like, I don't know if it was real or not. I seen people use 3D printing for houses.
Yeah, no, that's real. I don't think it's quite where it needs to be yet, but I think it is a very interesting concept, especially with like the housing crisis we have. The problem is, for the cost of you got to bring that device, you got to get it set up, it has to be perfectly level. You need a whole team of guys to work it. It takes a whole day, if not a couple of days, to print the house, and then you got to move it like 20 feet and do it all over again. Whereas I think if you're looking at affordable housing and making it quick, that's not a sustainable way. It's a cool concept,
right?
But taking old shipping containers that we already have, they're just sitting rusted, sanding them down, refinishing them with the proper, anti-rust paint, putting something on the inside and turning them into mini homes is
cut
more
holes in between them and shit.
Yeah, and you can do just, if you want a real tiny home, one shipping container is enough for a bathroom, a bed, a little kitchenette area. And obviously no one wants to live like that, but I mean, you guys know what it's like nowadays. And with AI getting bigger, it seems like the housing crisis is going to get worse because people are going to lose their jobs. It's not like less people are being born and less people are here, so we need more housing. So it's only going to get more expensive. Private equity will continue to buy the little bit of housing that's not already owned by individual Americans. So yeah, when we talk about affordable housing, I don't think that the 3D printed houses is the way to go. It was a really cool concept. It probably worked for something like space. Like if you've got to send robots to Mars to lay the basic foundation, and that's not going to be airtight, but it lays a basic foundation for you to do other stuff. But here on Earth, I think there's more affordable, practical, faster ways to stand up house. And the time it takes to print that one house, we could ship in all these little shipping container prefabbed houses and set up a whole lot of them. So.
That shit is crazy.
It's real though. It is a real thing, and multiple companies are looking into it. It's just I don't see it being fast enough anytime soon.
Eventually they're gonna be they're gonna try to upgrade. You know how
they Well, you guys remember, what was it? Black Ops 3 was the first one where instead of having a mystery box, you had a 3D printer and zombies, and it would just 3D print you a random gun. And it took 5 seconds, and it would just make it for you. Hey, if they get it to that point, we'll probably be good.
Fucking towers, fucking stories of fucking 3D printing, and it's all plastic. That's the scary part. I mean, can they use more than plastic?
No, it's not plastic. Yeah, that's concrete. It's a little bit different. I don't think those get hot. The 3D printers I have print hot. They have 3D printers that print meat. There's 3D printed steaks. And it's using grinded up. It has the lean meat in one tube and the fat in the other tube, and it makes the perfectly marbled steak. No, I've never eaten one. This is something I've just read about and seen the pictures. I don't think it's made it out yet. I don't think we're at that level, and I don't think I want to be a part of that.
Not at all.
That sounds a little dystopian to me.
I'll stay over here.
Yeah. But with the houses, they use a lot of different, I guess the material you're using would be called your filament when you talk about FDM printers.
Okay.
And so instead of using plastic, they use mixes of concrete. I saw a company was using a concrete and like blended straw. They would take the, and they said that helped with insulation as well as structural integrity. And then they basically 3D print the outer wall. It would have the shapes for all the plumbing and electrical work kind of shaped into the design, the file of the print. Yeah. And then they would bring in the other contractors who would put the plumbing and the electrical, and then they would put drywall. So from the outside, it's very thick. It looks like your house is made of toothpaste. It's not thin layers. They're using, I don't know the exact distance, but it's like, it's very visible that it's 3D printed. It's not a secret.
Right.
It looks like someone took icing and just went like this over, and like imagine taking a tube of icing and just making a big Christmas tree out of it.
Yeah.
But it's slowly drying as you put it down, so it holds its shape.
Right.
And that's where I say they have to work with different materials, because you have to get it hot enough to be, I guess, moldable, but then you want it to cool fast enough to hold its shape shortly after it comes out of the nozzle or it's extruded from whatever you're using.
Okay.
Man. There could be a point where they're using it on humans.
Oh, 3D printing human? Yeah, like Fallout 4, like if you go to the Institute, like they have all the synths and stuff, and they're like, you can watch the whole process where they like take like an exoskeleton and then they dip it into some stuff and it has like half the flesh, and then they dip it into some other stuff. It's crazy, dude.
What was your favorite one?
Of all the Fallouts? Come on, man, New Vegas.
Okay.
New Vegas.
Y'all played New Vegas, right? Yeah. I think the story, not only was the story good, but that like Iron Sights, come on. Fallout 3 changed.
Do you like the show?
Yeah, the show was good. Did you guys watch it?
Yeah, they're
I
about
watched
to.
a few episodes. I ain't watched
You
all
haven't
of it.
finished it? Okay.
I watched it.
I'm not gonna hold you. I wasn't, as like an avid Fallout fan that's played everything and like consumed as much of the content as I can.
Yeah.
I was not excited for it because it just seemed like a dumb spin-off.
Yeah.
But no, I think they did a really good job, and they made like the three main characters, Maximus, Lucy, and the Ghoul. They all seem to fit like different archetypes that players would take after. Like some people just play the game like Matt, like a dumbass, and just eating all the food and just living up.
Season 2 is coming out soon.
December, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's New Vegas.
Yeah, they're going to Vegas. House will be in that one. Caesar's Legion will be in that one.
I think they're introducing Death Claws and stuff like that.
I saw a Death Claw in the trailer. I mean, I think they're going to do a good job because I had bad thoughts about the first season, and they definitely surprised me. So I'm trying to be optimistic about this. New Vegas, I mean, they're going to give it a canon ending. I think that unless they plop her right in the middle of the story and make her they could give her an approach where she is the protagonist, she's Courier 6, and maybe she has, like, along the way she picks up the chip and doesn't even realize it. There's a lot of ways they could go. We don't know what they're going to do, but a lot of people are saying this will give a canon ending. Because, you can choose who you want to support, and that's who wins at the end, but if the show gives one, then that makes it the definitive answer.
Right.
Yeah. So, well, like I'm assuming like Fallout, you like those type of gamings, open world games like that. You fuck with Skyrim?
Yeah, man, Skyrim. Come on, everybody loves Skyrim.
Yeah.
Waiting on Elder Scrolls 6. They dropped like one trailer 7 years ago and said, we'll release the game when we fucking feel like it.
So GTA just got pushed back.
Yeah. I'm not even. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game, but I'm not gonna get hyped for it anymore because I don't even think it'll come out in November. I think it'll get pushed till 2027.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I'll say it right now. Q3, Q4 of 2027 is probably when it will actually come. Like towards the end of next summer, it's going to get pushed to spring, and towards the end of next year altogether, it'll get pushed to fall of 2027.
Yeah.
I think they've way overpromised, and everything we've seen, we haven't seen any actual gameplay footage other than the leaks, which were not good. Leaks, they were very they were leaks. They put that kid in jail for life. Yeah. Well, he's not even in jail. They managed to. Rockstar got that kid committed to a mental asylum for life. Like he will never be let out of jail because they convinced a judge
That's so crazy.
It is. People should look into that. They basically convinced a judge that this kid was a threat to society and that if he was ever released, he would go back to hacking major companies. Yeah, he leaked your game and lost you guys some hype and not even real money, just potential money because he killed your hype train. Yeah. And he should be committed to a mental institution for life. Yeah. He was like 17, 18, 19. I don't know how old he was. He was a young guy.
He was a fucking kid.
Companies shouldn't be allowed to do shit like that, but hey, this is America, man. You got enough money, you can do whatever you want.
Right. Power, ambitious, man. Yeah, no, it's gonna be tough. That's how I feel too, though. I'm not too hype of it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't play GTA 5 or the RP if I want to right now. So like, yeah, when it comes out type shit, you know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get hyped.
When the day come out, I'm gonna be there.
I'll be playing. I mean, it's not going. Sure. I'm gonna promise you, everyone's gonna be there like the minute it drops at midnight, or if they do. Nowadays, games drop at like 10 a.m. Pacific time. Seems to be the standard.
Yeah.
They don't want to do those midnight releases anymore. I think that it'll be so many people trying to get on the game, even the single player, that it'll be hard to download, even pre-download. Because people will preload the game a day ahead of time, but then as soon as you try to launch it, it wants to download another update. So many people will try to download that update at once, it won't work. And then they'll probably do it like they did the other GTA. GTA 5 launched just the campaign, and it was a couple weeks or months later before we got multiplayer.
It makes sense, low-key.
Yeah, make people play through the campaign, learn the game, and that gives you extra time to hone in all the multiplayer and the servers. You see how many people bought it, and now you know, hey, we need to be ready for this many people to potentially play multiplayer.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, though, nowadays there's so much multiplayer games that people are so used to just competitiveness. So they're not gonna be used to just being in a story, you know, watching cinematic videos and all that extra stuff.
Yeah, I think people have gotten a little sweaty on games, man. They love multiplayer and just shitting on other people. It's not about
bro. Our mind moves so quick.
It's not fun anymore, man.
Well, I've gotten back into single player games, man. Like for a while, it's like, oh, why am I playing this? Like, yeah, it's a cool story, but like, I should be grinding, so I've got these extra attachments or camos for when I'm playing with my boys. But yeah, you just realize how sweaty people get. Even Battlefield, you know, they've released now a bots mode where it's specifically like playing with mainly bots because they were like, yeah, we want people to have a more casual mode. People that work don't want to get on and just get shit on the whole time. Yeah. That's what gets people out of Escape from Tarkov. I don't know if y'all have ever played that.
I'm playing Arc Raiders right now.
Arc Raiders, yeah. Okay, I haven't got it yet. I heard it was good. You like it?
It's like that, bro. It's like that. They be switching day and night time on that joint. The robots don't play around.
I think Tarkov goes 1.0 on Monday. Like that's the official, because they've been like beta for years. So on Monday they go 1.0, drop on Steam and all that.
I got Tarkov. I got Arena Breakout.
Yeah, I played Arena. Yeah.
No, faction games would be different.
I've been playing the Outer Worlds too a little bit here and there because it's on Game Pass. So, you know, you can't beat that.
It just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out like a couple days ago.
Okay.
Or like maybe a week ago now. It was in October.
So I never played Outer Worlds before, but I know I've seen gameplay of it. Like, I don't know why I see it, just don't play. I think it's one of those games you look at type shit.
No, it's tough. I played the first one and I was underwhelmed. Like the trailers I got way more hype than the game actually delivered for. Yeah. But I will say the second one, they've definitely improved. The stories are like not really connected. It's the same, like there's loose bits, but you're a totally separate person, totally different storyline, totally different galaxy.
Okay.
There's some of the same factions and elements from the like Auntie's Choice and Auntie Cleo's Spacer's Choice, different factions that you saw in the old games, but it's like years apart. I think this is like 50, 60 years after the last game. And it seems that whatever decisions you made in the last game have no bearing on this game. So they're kind of detached. Okay. The same way like the Fallout games have kind of worked where like they're so separated that like it doesn't matter what you chose in Fallout 3 because we're in Boston now, and the only people you'll see in Boston are the people you physically could not kill in Fallout 3. The people you could only knock unconscious. You couldn't kill them, so it keeps the plot alive.
Yeah, like shit.
And they kind of disconnect the stories in that way.
Okay. I'm assuming you're an Xbox guy because you said Game Pass.
Well, on PC, they got Xbox PC and PC are kind of going together more and more.
Man, I haven't touched the Game Pass in a minute, so I might have to look back into it and see what they got on there.
If you're on PC, it's like $17. They just did this thing where if you're on Xbox, it's like there's 3 different tiers. You have like your $10 version, which like it says it only has 50 games. So it's like, what games do you even get with that?
Right. That's crazy, actually.
Then there's like a $20 version, and then now to have all the new games as soon as they like your CODs out or all those games the day they drop, it's $30 a month. And I don't even think that includes your like Xbox Live membership. Damn. That's like in addition. So, but on PC it's just 17 across the board, and you get all the new games. They don't have different tiers. It's just PC Game Pass. So I think that's worth it for, especially because pretty much every game that Microsoft owns or owns the studio, you get day one. So all the Bethesda games, when Elder Scrolls does drop, day one on Game Pass.
New Halo.
All the Halos were day one. Outer Worlds.
It's on all platforms too. That's crazy,
all the CODs.
Yeah.
All the Bethesda games. They have a monopoly on games at this point.
Yeah, they bought all those up, didn't they?
Buying everything.
Yep.
Well, nowadays they almost didn't get to buy COD. There's like regulators wanted to stop that sale, I think, in the UK because they said it was like getting to be too much. But that sale went through, but it's going to be everything that they go to buy from now on, they'll get more and more of a fight because they own everything.
Pretty much at this point.
Yeah, other than Nintendo, which, I mean, that's not an American company. No, those are American IPs.
Yeah. You buying a new card?
Huh?
You gonna buy a new card?
No. That shit look like garbage. I have Game Pass, so it'll be free. I don't even think I'll download it, dude. It just looks... They're trying to live off that Black Ops 2 hype, man.
Yeah, Battlefield's worth that.
Yeah, Battlefield is definitely worth it right now for me. I ain't gonna lie. I got invited to the beta early. I was I just let it be, bro. You know, same thing, man.
Well, they fixed them challenges too. You don't gotta like. It's not as grindy to unlock the guns and then.
All I ever wanted was Warzone at nighttime.
No.
Yeah.
That would have been so tough, bro.
Well, they just need to add a day-night cycle to the game in period, like in general.
Bro, that would switch up so much. It would just make so much fun.
Like, and if you drop, you don't know if it's gonna be day or night, and that like who's using a flashlight. But if you join a game and you don't know if you're gonna get put day or night, it gives you a reason to run a flashlight on your gun. So I think it would add like aspects of realism.
And that's why I used to play Arc Raiders, because at nighttime they give you a flashlight.
Yeah. Flashlight, or like maybe certain classes would have NVGs, or like you could find, maybe not making it by class, but like you could find NVGs in those boxes that would make it better to see at night.
Yeah, that's the best thing about Battlefield right now, because you know Battlefield bring nighttime modes.
Yeah.
So you don't imagine what the Battle Royale is going to bring. It's only the first map, so it's like.
I think Modern Warfare had some nighttime modes. That was like the last COD I really played, like Modern Warfare 2, and they added some night modes.
That was a good time, bro.
Like where you couldn't even look down your sight, you had to have a laser, and if you didn't have a laser, you were just cooked. You just couldn't see
bro.
shit.
That was a good time, bro. What did they do, bro?
Yeah, they ruined it. Now they're bringing back all that like exosuit movement, and they're rehashing a storyline that like just doesn't look like they're gonna do a good job with.
They're looping around. It seems like they just go in a circle each time. Just go back and forth, man. Like,
well, your Woods, your Menendez, and your Mason family are the lifeblood of Black Ops. And then I mean Reznov, but I don't even see how they could bring Reznov in at this point. They've done killed him, brought him back
so many times.
as an imagination, a robot, every type of thing they could bring.
Yeah, I'm not really excited for no other game this year. I think I got the games I wanted. Black Ops and Arc Raiders, that was cool. And
yeah, I'm gonna have to check out Arc Raiders, dude. It looked like it was tough. I was just waiting for it to go a ways and see if the player base picked up.
Yeah, man, they hit. They keep peaking.
Okay.
Keep peaking. They peaked last week at 300,000. Right now, it's the top-rated game of the year.
Okay,
so they're popping right now, bro.
Yeah, I had to check it out.
It you just got like, at least you know what extractions are. Yeah. People who don't know what extractions are, when they hop into it, you know, it's a little confusing.
Oh, dude, that was Tarkov. That was Tarkov for a lot of people. Now I've learned all the maps and all the loot spots. Like I've played Tarkov for a long time. You gotta have
the map, bro.
Oh, you've gotta know. You've got to have the keys if you want to really traverse the map without going into those hot zones. You gotta have the keys, which are expensive and hard to get, and they keep making all these changes to the flea market, which make it harder to get shit.
That's why I was happy Arena Breakout came out, because that's when I was like, it was easier Tarkov to play, you know.
Yeah,
and they had the map with it too. So.
Well, I think inevitably all these games move towards like a Tarkov, because Tarkov's just been doing it for so long. And if you guys played I played Tarkov in 2018 2019, like when it was first starting out.
Damn.
And there wasn't even missions. I don't even think there was vendors in the original Tarkov. Like, I think I got it right when they added vendors. There wasn't quests. There was just vendors and leveling up. There was no missions or anything to do. You just went out there and you tried to kill people and take stuff. Yeah. And there was only a couple of, like Woods, Customs, Factory. I think you had Shoreline. Like, I don't remember all the map. I just remember like mainly playing on Customs and getting destroyed all the time. Like, could not make it through a raid. If I made it through a raid, it felt like, damn, I just did something.
Yeah, that was me. I would download the game, hop into a match, get killed.
Well,
I'd be like, no, I don't want to play this no more.
They had people that were using like a mod that wasn't officially sponsored to create like single player Tarkov, where it was basically like all AI and it was a little easier and more casual and it didn't wipe. And then when they caught on to that, they started banning people's accounts that would do it. Because you had to have a real which is thoughtful, because the people could have just like pirated the game and sold it online or distributed it online, but they were like, nah, you got to actually have a Tarkov account and install the real game, and we'll use those files, but run you on like your own server. And they banned accounts for doing it, and then a couple months later, they were like, hey, we know we sold you this $150 version of the game, but... And that, like, it said that you would get everything they ever made. Like, this is the top level supporter. They were like, we're actually gonna make a $250 version of the game.
That's insane.
And if you pay for that, you can have the single player version of the game that doesn't wipe, and you can just play it casually. And like, it was a huge uproar. And eventually they had to back down, and they were like, all right, if you have the $150 version, we'll give you the single player content.
Dude.
But then they've created more stuff that if you pay the extra $100 or you buy the $250 edition, you can have, because you can upgrade your version. If you've got the 150, you can pay the $100 to get the 250 version. You don't got to buy a whole new copy.
Yeah. Just saying those prices out loud is insane at the games where you've been that high.
It's a Russian company, and they've been working on this game for years. I won't lie, I do think it's worth like the amount of hours I've put into Tarkov. There's no shooter or extraction shooter that's as flushed out as it is, but they've started to get greedy, and I think that ultimately the game going to 1.0 will start to be the decline. So they're like, oh, we have plans for new content after 1.0, but like, it took y'all 8 years to get to 1.0. And like, you've gouged people for they started adding microtransactions. There's like, you can increase your stash size, you can buy cosmetics. Now they have battle passes because they added a separate game that's like a multiplayer, kind of like a PvP COD type.
Yeah. Oh, the arena.
The arena, but it connects. So if you earn things in arena, you can use them in real Tarkov.
That looked tough, I ain't gonna lie, but it was the player count that was low.
Oh yeah, people weren't into it. It was a flop for them. So that's why they had to merge the two games to get people to come to arena. Yeah. There's things like, to unlock like custom skins for your guns, you can pretty much only get those by playing arena, and then you can use them in regular Tarkov.
If I'm gonna play arena, I might as well play Rainbow.
Yeah, see, I couldn't get into Rainbow. You like Rainbow?
Oh yeah, that joint was lit.
It used to be good. Now it's
they need to do.
They fucked it up.
They need to redo it because they just keep doing new year. They're on like year 7 or 8.
It's free now,
but you got to pay for every operator.
Yeah. So that's how they get you. Type shit. Yeah, once we get off of this joint, bro, I'll let you try Arc Raiders.
Okay, but I'll just see what's up with it.
Bro, it's like that for sure. For sure.
I miss when we used to grind out Marauders.
Man, yeah, Marauders.
Dude, Marauders was like that. Y'all played Marauders? Yeah. Dude, I can't stand that died because it's such a cool concept, right?
Man.
Like World War One. But it got so bad they had to go to. That's like space. The lore is like they discovered nukes in World War One, destroyed the planet, and all had to go to space. It's just such a cool concept, dude. I'm sorry that flopped.
That's what I'm
so good
bro.
too.
Yeah.
At its peak, it was like.
When it was like that, I was playing the day it dropped, and then it got popular. Streamers were playing it, but then, dude, once the streamers let it go, it's pretty much done for. They breathe the life into the games. The two are. It's like sports and sports betting. They're too intertwined to be separated.
Everyone mind moves too fast, bro. You gotta keep everyone entertained. You can't have your seasons too long.
Well, that's why COD does a new game every year, even though they should be spaced. Like, look, Battlefield does it the right way. Like every 4 or 5 years, we get a Battlefield game, and it gives them the time to not only you make one game and you extend the life and the money it brings in because you do more seasons and you keep people playing. But people get tired of a new game every year, and all the skins I bought last year don't work this year. Like, it just didn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, man. They're gonna learn.
Yeah,
And they
we'll
know
see.
it. They know it, bro. It's just
Fortnite has the right model. Like, everything from the day you created your Fortnite account that you've earned or bought, you have to use for all of their game modes.
Yep.
You know, but everyone wants to steal their model.
yeah.
They kind of changed the game with that free-to-play
Battery.
microtransaction only as their source of income. Unless you bought the original Fortnite, then you had like unlimited V-Bucks, dude. Yeah, you played that
days,
story
bro.
mode. Yeah, 2017.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
the story mode.
Dude, Save the
Yes.
World. I was in Japan when that shit came out. I was in the barracks. Everyone was playing Fortnite, dude. We'd have all the doors open because none of us had mics. We'd have the doors open. We'd be yelling to each other down the hallway and shit.
Good old times, bro.
Yeah, I miss it.
Man, yeah, as far it's so crazy that a game that came out free and like so many partnerships it has done.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
crazy, bro.
Well, they're a freight train where it's like, who else could get? You've got DC stuff, Marvel stuff, Disney stuff.
Now Simpsons.
Simpsons, yeah. But because they're such a big game, they can probably just offer bags of money.
Yeah.
Like,
bro.
to get a company like Disney to get on board, you got to offer them a bag of fucking cash.
Yeah, bro. Man, it's crazy how big it is. The kids
Yeah.
going for it.
I think it's cool too. I mean, my daughter hasn't. She played a little bit. She's really into. I got her a Switch last year for Christmas. She's really into Minecraft. What else does she? Mainly Minecraft. That's like the one she really gets into. She has like a horse game on there. But then Minecraft, she'll sit there all day building stuff. Me and her, because now I have my PC and she's on the Switch, and you can play together.
Yeah.
We can share a world. We can do different stuff. So
Sick.
it's awesome, man. Because I grew up playing Minecraft. I love Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
And so to play with her, and then my son, he's getting a little bit older, so he'll be able to play soon. I think I'll get Phoebe that new Switch this year.
Hell yeah.
I got the regular Switch last year, and then they came out with the second one.
Yeah.
OLED or whatever.
Yeah, well now the OLED was already, this is like the actual Switch too. It's got like a better processor, better screen, all that.
It did just drop. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, the tariffs kind of fucked it up. They had to like push it back, raise the price or whatever. I remember the first Switch I ever bought when I was in Japan, dude. Cause I got real into Pokemon Go out there.
Yeah.
It's big out there, dude.
Pokemon Go crazy.
Looking around
Insane,
like
dude.
this.
Dude, you would go out in town, like, cause we lived on Okinawa, so you had like American Village, which was like a bunch of like their version of American stores. So like Coca-Cola stuff, blue jeans, steakhouses. You know, just things that they would consider American.
Right.
But a lot of bars and stuff, and a lot of the Marines and different service members would hang out there. So you go out there for Pokemon Go, like the community days, and just both like the Americans and the Japanese people would be out at all the Pokestops doing the raids,
insane.
trading. Like it's and like the Japanese people would wear costumes, dude. Like someone would be dressed like Ash. They'd have like they're so into it, and it's people from kids to like you'll see like an 80-year-old lady with a Magikarp hat on, and she's like throwing the wickedest curveball you've ever seen. And they love babies, dude, because I think they have a really low birth rate out there. So we'd bring my daughter with us, and she was really young at the time. And dude, you just sit down, and all of a sudden, all the old people come over, and they want to talk to the baby. You're trying to catch a Pokemon. You're like trying to keep track of everything.
That's insane.
Yeah, I wish I got into that more, but I think I was living with him over there, so the Wi-Fi was not sweet. But I remember when the first day Pokemon Go came out.
Oh, dude,
crazy.
yeah. You remember the Fairgrounds Roadhouse? Yeah, I was living at Fairgrounds when that came out, and I remember going to the fairground and like climbing, because there's a ton of Pokestops in there, but it's closed, so I had to like hop a fence to get in there. I was walking around the fairgrounds like catching Pokemon, spinning stops for hours, dude.
Funny as shit.
Crazy.
Shit, good times. Pokemon is so crazy that I jumped in when it first started, 19, well,
90.
Yeah.
shoot.
97.
97,
Before I was
yeah.
born.
There you go,
Yeah. Didn't the dude pass away a few years ago? The guy that originally invented it,
so.
Yeah.
like the concept art for it.
Yeah.
It's still big.
Yeah, I saw something the other. I didn't know why they always had two versions of every game, but I guess it was to encourage like trading, because there's Pokemon you could only catch. Like if you had Emerald and Ruby, there's Pokemon you could only get on Emerald and Pokemon you could only get on Ruby. So you had to find someone that had the other version and trade with them, or you guys could trade the physical copies of the game. So that's why they always have 2 versions of every Pokemon, is to encourage the trading and like community aspect of the game.
Sick.
Man, they need to bring back Beyblade.
Beyblade? Hey, dude, you remember Bakugan?
Oh my god. They pop out.
I didn't even know how to play. I just fucked with them joints heavy. I was like, I was on the play. I took all the money I could muster, and I was just buying kids Bakugan. I'm like, all right, everyone, let me see what you got. All right, I got $20 for that. Like, no, for one Bakugan.
I might rewatch that for real. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, there was a show too, wasn't there? Yeah. I literally just liked the little magnetic fucking
The balls,
monsters.
and they fucking pop.
You like roll them, and then when they finally hit the magnet, they'd be like,
Yep.
Man.
yeah.
They
That
all
shit
did.
was tough.
They all look different.
Yeah.
And them jokes are like that.
That's crazy.
Bakugan.
They won't know about this nowadays, man.
Or Mighty Beans, man. That used to be that dollar store
bro.
shit. Yeah.
Jeez, bro.
You hanging out at the hospital, they need a toy to keep you busy. You go get this motherfucker some Mighty Beans.
Going back and forth.
This kid,
with it.
it's got a little slide with it. You're sending your bean down the slide.
Man, that shit crazy, bro. Yeah, hey, that's some things you can do with your 3D printer too. Hey.
Yeah, make some Mighty Beans. I don't think there's a market for them anymore.
Man.
But if you think of any cool shit, I made a plumbus the other day for a guy, but he had me spell some stuff wrong, so I couldn't post it because I didn't want to look like I didn't know how to spell. I doubled down. I told him it should be THAN.
Oh yeah.
It's not then, it's than.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, are you sure? I was like, I think it should be THAN. He's like, not THEN. I was like, this must be an inside joke. I do what I'm told.
Like
Print.
shit.
Print.
Yeah, not like shit. Damn.
But I couldn't post it because like people would be like, bro, do you not know how to spell? Like, they think I'm just fucking this up on my own.
Before we end this joint, what's your socials again? You know.
It's Atomic Solutions Printing on Instagram. That's the only one I have set up right now. But it's right here, and I'll make sure you have it after the show so you can link it.
Just in case y'all see it, just in case. Boom, 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 boom. You know, we're gonna link it in the description for
Absolutely
sure.
perfect. Thank you guys. Like
I said, other than Instagram, do you gonna get other socials out other than Facebook and Instagram? You know.
I had a Shopify for a bit, but it wasn't really popping like that. I was using that like trial where it was like 3 months for $1 a month, and I don't think I had a single sale through Shopify. People would just message me and go, which was actually better because Shopify is gonna take a cut if I did get a sale and hold the money until it all goes. So if it's something local, so. There was no sales to the Shopify, so I shut that down. If we pick up traction and I get backed up on orders, I'm gonna be open to Shopify because that lets me set the inventory and like limit the amount of orders. But for right now, just DM me, whatever you're thinking, and I'll definitely give you. If it's just something where you're either meeting me in person or like PayPaling me, you're gonna get a way better deal because I'm not giving a cut to any of these venture capital firms that have started all these like Etsy. eBay, all that stuff's really a ripoff for people that are making their own products because they're taking massive cuts of your commission.
Right.
And hey, it's close to Christmas, so
absolutely.
If you need something that you see something, but you want it a little cheaper, and you want to get it quick. A man's right here. He gets you right.
I got you.
Obviously from listening to this podcast, you can see that his mindset is huge on this stuff. So he can make anything you want. He's gonna try his best at least. Nothing's perfect at the end of the day. A man's gonna try though. He's a hustler, as you can see. He does his thing like he needs to do. So if you need something sweet, he got you. As you can see, I just pulled out a motherfucking rocket launcher. Like, fuck you mean? So if a man could do shit, bro, lock in with him. We're gonna put the description in of his link, and if you need something, hit him up. Yeah,
absolutely.
Other than that, man, that was a good smoke break right here.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, bro. Of course. Hey, that's crazy. You're the black meat. It's the Ray-Bans.
It's the Ray-Ban.
Hey, yo, we out of here, yo. All right.